Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel where we explore the fascinating mysteries of the human mind and body. Have you ever felt like your hand moved on its own? Maybe you were just sitting there and suddenly your fingers twitched or your hand shifted without you consciously deciding to move it. Or perhaps you've been amazed by a Ouija board spelling out words, seemingly guided by an unseen force. It's almost as if the board has a mind of its own, right? It seems mysterious, but it can be explained by something called ideomotor action. This phenomenon is where our thoughts can influence our movements without us even realizing it. It's all about the cool connection between our minds and bodies, and how our thoughts can make us move without us even knowing. Our brains are constantly sending signals to our muscles, even when we're not consciously aware of it. Imagine a thought having its own life, secretly moving your muscles. That's ideomotor action. It's like your brain is playing a hidden game of charades with your body. It's where our conscious and unconscious minds mix, showing us the hidden parts of our minds. This blending of conscious and unconscious thought can reveal a lot about how we think and feel. This isn't about ghosts or magic. It's a scientific explanation for what might seem like supernatural events. It's about how our brains work. Our brains are incredibly complex and are always active, even when we think we're at rest. Our brains are always working, even when we don't realize it. They process information, solve problems, and even control our movements without us being fully aware. This can cause tiny muscle movements that show our thoughts and beliefs. These small, often unnoticed movements can be a window into our subconscious mind. Learning about ideomotor action helps us understand how our minds and bodies work together. It can give us insight into the power of our thoughts and how they can influence our physical actions. It's super interesting and can even help us grow and feel better. By understanding this connection, we can become more in tune with our own minds and bodies, leading to a greater sense of well-being and self-awareness. People started exploring ideomotor action a long time ago. This concept, delving into unconscious movements driven by thoughts, has intrigued scientists for centuries. The journey to understand this phenomenon is filled with fascinating discoveries and remarkable individuals. William Carpenter in the 1850s was a pioneering physiologist and psychologist. His work laid the foundation for future explorations into ideomotor action. Carpenter observed that our bodies could perform movements influenced by thoughts and emotions, even without conscious effort. He coined the term ideomotor, combining the Greek words for idea and movement, capturing the essence of the phenomenon. Carpenter's research showed that our thoughts could influence physical actions, even unconsciously. Michael Faraday, known for his work on electricity and magnets, also studied ideomotor action. Faraday investigated table turning, where people believed they were communicating with spirits. He showed that it was just people's muscles moving without them knowing. Faraday's work debunked myths and provided scientific explanations for phenomena attributed to the paranormal. William James, a famous psychologist, also studied ideomotor action. He said that just thinking about doing something could make you do it. James emphasized that our minds are constantly at work, shaping our actions. These smart people helped us understand ideomotor action. Advancing our knowledge of the mind-body connection, they showed us that even things that seem magical can be explained by science. Today, scientists are studying ideomotor action with advanced technology like fMRI machines. These machines reveal real-time brain activity, providing insights into how thoughts translate into physical actions. State-of-the-art equipment in laboratories allows for precise and revealing experiments. The theory of event coding suggests our brains remember actions and their sensory experiences. These mental representations can be recalled, helping us simulate actions without performing them. Thinking about an action can make your brain feel like you're doing it, causing small movements. For example, imagining playing the piano can activate brain areas involved in actual playing, leading to tiny finger movements. In 2023, scientists at the National Institutes of Health studied the connection between thought and action. They used advanced equipment to track participants' movements with high precision. Participants sorted objects while scientists monitored their hand movements, gathering data on how thoughts influenced actions. They found that thoughts affected hand movements, even without conscious awareness. This highlights the significant impact of thoughts on physical actions. A 2020 study showed we can learn to connect hand movements with results unconsciously. Participants improved performance through practice without conscious effort. Ideomotor action involves both conscious thoughts and unconscious learning, demonstrating our brain's ability to process information on multiple levels. Modern science builds on past knowledge, showing how ideomotor action works in our brains. Combining new technologies with established theories deepens our understanding. As technology advances, we'll learn even more. Future research promises new discoveries and a better understanding of the connection between thought and action. One fun way to see ideomotor action is with a pendulum. Hold it still and think about a question. You might see it swing. The trick is to relax and not try to move the pendulum. Just watch. The swings show your unconscious thoughts and beliefs. Pendulums are sometimes used for fortune-telling, but they can also help you learn about yourself. By watching the pendulum, you can learn about your hidden feelings and beliefs. Our fingers are amazing. They can make tiny movements, which can show us ideomotor action. Put your hands flat and think about moving one finger. You might feel it twitch even if you're not trying to move it. This shows how our thoughts and movements are connected. Just thinking about moving can make your muscles move a little. Close your eyes and focus on your fingertips. Think about moving one finger and feel what happens. With practice, you can learn to understand what your fingers are telling you about your unconscious thoughts. Automatic writing lets your subconscious take over. Relax your hand and let it write without thinking. You might be surprised what comes out. Just let your hand move and don't worry about making sense. Let your subconscious do the work. This can help you discover hidden thoughts, be more creative, and even solve problems. Understanding ideomotor action is useful in many ways. Hypnotherapists use it to talk to people in hypnosis, learning about their unconscious thoughts. They watch small movements to understand what's happening inside. Biofeedback therapy uses sensors to help people control their heart rate and muscles. This helps with stress and pain. Ideomotor action is also used to help people with disabilities communicate using their thoughts with brain-computer interfaces. In the future, we'll learn even more about ideomotor action. Brain scans help scientists see what's happening in our brains during these movements. This helps us understand how our minds and bodies are connected. Scientists are also studying how we can use ideomotor training to control our unconscious responses, helping us change our beliefs and feel better. We're also learning how our unconscious movements affect other people. This can help us communicate better and understand each other. Ideomotor action used to be a mystery, but now it's a fascinating area of science. We've learned so much from the first scientists who studied it to the modern researchers using high-tech tools. We now know it's not magic, but a special connection between our minds and bodies. By exploring our inner selves, we can use ideomotor action to learn more about ourselves, be more creative, and feel better. It's all part of what makes us human.